In today's video, we're going to be giving a 6-month update on the 150 gallon aquarium. I'm going to be adding some new live plants, some new fish, and overall just giving an update on all things that have happened in this tank over its first 6 months. Really excited to talk about this one today, so let's dive right in. So just a quick recap on this aquarium. I ordered this tank from Custom Aquariums. It was delivered right to my house about 6 months ago, and my brothers and brother-in-law all helped me set this up, and we made videos on the full process of that tank. I went with a Custom Aquarium just because the overall quality of the glass and material just can't really be beat, and I wanted to do everything right with this tank. I went with the seamless sump, which is also from Custom Aquariums. The pump I went with is a Cichlids SDC. I also have a Cichlids Wave Maker in this tank as well. I get asked a lot about the lights on this tank, and they are AI Prime 16s. And for all the equipment I talk about or use in my videos, I always leave in the description below if you like it or want to replicate it yourself. This 150 gallon aquarium has South American Cichlids. It was really set up first and foremost for my Geophagus spini. I currently have 6 of them, and they truly are showstoppers, probably my favorite current fish in the hobby. My group of 6 here still has a few more inches to grow, and their color and their fin extensions will continue to grow as well. I really cannot wait to see that happen over the next few months. I also have 2 zebra lace angelfish in here, and they're doing great. I'm also really liking the albino hecali that's starting to get some of that orange coloration coming in. Really excited for that fish as well. And the other question I get the most about this tank is about the apistogramma. The apistogramma normally isn't a great tank mate for bigger cichlids, but the cichlids I have in this tank are relatively peaceful and they've worked really well together. This is an apistogramma McMasteri male, which I've had for over 2 years now, and its color and fins are just incredible. I also have a school of 7 denison barbs that have started to put on some size, and they have done really well schooling throughout the tank and providing some more activity and movement, which is what I was going for. And then lastly, I have 5 electric blue acaras. Electric blue acaras are one of my favorite fish as well, and that's why I have so many of them across my fish room. If you didn't see previous videos on this tank, they were breeding immediately. After the first few days of being in this tank, they already had laid eggs, and a few short weeks after that, they were successful with some of the fry hatching for the first time. And then at one point, about 12 weeks ago, I did scoop out a lot of the fry to grow out my 10-gallon tank, and they've really grown up over those 12 weeks, and they're almost at the point of needing a bigger tank. I would say the one negative of this current tank setup is just with the electric blue acaras always wanting to be breeding. It has caused some aggression from the pair of electric blue acaras, including the smallest Geophagus spini getting his fins pretty ripped up. I've considered separating this pair, and I think that's what I'm going to do eventually here in the next few weeks, especially after the damage to that Geophagus spini. It was pretty unfortunate, and I definitely don't want that happening again to any of my other fish. But keep an eye out for an update on the electric blue acara breeding project. That might be one of our next videos, and I'm really looking forward to talking about that in more depth. And then the last fish I have in here is an exotic Pleco. It is a leopard frog Pleco. It's a beautiful fish that I literally never see. Then lastly, the plants in this tank. I have a variety of Anubias plants as well as some different Java fern. And today I want to add some more plants to make this look even better. The plan all along for this tank was to make this a thriving planted tank full of plants with some of my favorite cichlids, and that's why I'm going to be adding much more plants today. So with all that being said, let's see what we got. Alright, so I picked up some new live plants here. I'm going to get a few of these into the tank. Hopefully they take off a little bit better than the last time. First step is going to be draining this tank just a little bit with my regular water change so I can easily get down and plant these, as well as glue one of the Anubias to one of the new rocks. Hopefully with the new plants and a few of the new fish coming in here, we can get some of this minor algae off some of the plants and some of the decor, just to make it even more planted and thriving without some of the algae that started to creep in. Okay, so I got the Ultra Zero pump draining the tank slowly. Now I'm going to take out a few of these rocks to add the Anubias and glue it to them. And then I'm also, once the water gets down just a little bit, going to add a couple of the rooted plants to the back of the aquarium. Oh, and can't forget also, whenever I do water changes, I remove the filter floss and replace that with new floss. So I'll do that with the sump as part of the water change as well. So I'm kind of doing 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, and now I'm going to add a ton of root tabs just to make sure the plants have plenty of nutrients. Okay, so it is the next day. The plants are now in here and looking good. I'm going to bring you into my fish room where we're going to check out the 2 fish I've had growing out to go into this tank, and we're going to move them in there today. So coming into my fish room, you may have seen this before, but this is my 10-gallon grow out tank with all the electric blue Cara. And in this tank, I actually have 2 bristlenose plecos that I'm going to be moving over into the 150. One is a super red bristlenose, the other is a chocolate bristlenose that you might see back there. I'm going to try and get both of them out today and move them over. With the new live plants and the bristlenose plecos, I hope that keeps the algae a little bit more under control, and also that the plants take off and grow in a little bit more, just to make this a thriving planted tank. I can't wait to see the progress over time. Another question I get a lot is what type of food I give these cichlids, and it's really a mix of extreme pellets and flakes. I will also occasionally feed them some frozen foods. Here is some brine shrimp that I'm giving them, and they go crazy for that, but I also don't want to get them addicted to it or stuck on that to where they won't eat the dry food. Definitely great to have a variety of food. It helps with their growth, their color, and their overall health. So that does it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the 6-month update on this aquarium. If you have any questions about the tank, the fish, or anything else going on in there, definitely leave that down in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.